Welcome to the Pixelberry Choices podcast, and today we're going to be doing the first ranking video of this weekend. And the first one is the Choices book ranking, the books that were active from January 2022 to April 2022. So, now one thing here, some books finished halfway through January, like Shipwrecked and Wolf Bride, so I'm going to be including those. And books that recently got released, like, in April, Untamable and Crimes of Passion, I'm including them too, but not Princess Swap. And I have done this until that week of May where Wake the Dead ended. So I'm covering Wake the Dead completely. So when I do the next 4 month, May to August and September, it's not gonna include the Wake the Dead. So I'm gonna start that from second week of May. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's get started. So we have 7 bugs: Untamable, Wake the Dead, Crimes of Passion, Wolf Bride, Shipwreck, Mismatch, and Surrender. You might say Queen Bee ended on 3rd of January, but when I did the December ranking list, I already included that there. So I'm not gonna be including that again. Alright, so I'm gonna start from number 7 and go to number 1. So let's see. And this is my list depending on how I like the books, and I know people have various choices, different genres they like. So do let me know your ranking list of the books that were active between January to April 2022 in the comments below, and let's talk there. Alright, let's now get started with my number 7. So at number 7 we have Surrender. So Surrender was released for non-VIPs back in February, as far as I remember, and currently it's almost ending. So Surrender is now, it's a BDSM book, and it explores everything BDSM, and this is quite a sensitive genre. There was a lot of backlash, but we're not gonna go into there, get into that. But Surrender as a book, it got a book too now, so this would be quite interesting when it comes back, what it's about and how it develops when book 2 comes out. But you know compared to the other books like Wake the Dead, Crimes of Passion, the plot it had, in comparison to that, Surrender, it didn't have that of a tumultuous plot. I mean, it definitely had, but it picked it up, the pace picked up after quite a long time, like from 10th chapter or something. There, it really got into the meat of BDSM, and from what I've heard, there were a lot of filler chapters. So Surrender is at number 7, but it would be interesting to see when it comes out with a book 2 how that goes. So that ranking might change, and yearly ranking Surrender might be, in a different position depending on how other books are doing and how book 2 does. So that's something to keep an eye out for. But here, Surrender is at number 7. At number 6 we have Mismatch. So Mismatch, this is an really interesting book, and as far as I remember, it also came out near February, and it also ended within April, I believe. It has 15 chapters, and it's a matchmaking book. So a love interest works for the matchmaking company, and then we get in there. It's a basically competition. So a really whirlwind romance we have with Jack or Jacqueline and our main character, and it's quite, like we fight a lot, but then we also feel an attraction toward each other, and then we end up together in a weird way. So this is sort of not what you see, like too much understanding from the beginning, but actually they make mistakes and sort of go from there. So with a really good plot here, competition based plot, some sabotaging, it's quite an interesting book. I'm yet to finish the review part of the last couple of chapters, 4 chapters perhaps, but Mismatch is definitely a book with quite a good plot and a very sweet, wholesome book. Mismatch at number 6. At number 5, we have Untamable. It got recently released, so in April, middle of April if I'm not wrong. So we only have read 5 or 6 chapters. Nothing on it yet, seems like a smut book, but by smut, I don't mean that we have instant hookup scenes like most books are following these days, but it has got a good build up. So the pace is a little slow, not a lot of characters there, but it's still a really good concept. Our brother, our main character and Kit, these three are the main heart. They are the heart of the book, but we still see some other characters, but mainly they are what this book is about and the feeling between Kit and MC. So the development, how it gets established, and then how Kit sort of runs away from us, the forbiddenness. So it's a good book, not super amazing, exciting stuff happening book, but still a good pace, and it would get better as we go. We can maybe see some amazing plot or plot twist, I might say. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. But this is Untamable with number 5. Number 4, we have Shipwrecked. Shipwrecked ended in January, toward the end of the January. But again, the meat of the story was toward the end in January. The real showdown, the amazing art scene with the, inferno, the lava exploring, the explosion, that one, and then all the drama, all the fighting scenes that happens, and at the end how it ends. I think this is one of the shortest book in choices in terms of the chapters. It definitely has 16 chapters, but I meant the length of the chapters. But it was also full of plot toward the end, half specifically, even though at first we had a little same thing like we have in Untamable, the build up with the love interest, and then not a lot of plot at the start. But it was a interesting ending and how it went on, and the rivalry, the past of our love interest Manu. It was quite an interesting book, and the amazing scenarios, sceneries like the sea, the greenery, and the island, the evil scientist, Helena Hill, if I remember correctly, Doctor. So it was an interesting book there. Loved it. Shipwrecked, number 4. At number 3, we have Wolf Bride. I mean, this also ended at the same time at the end of the January when Shipwrecked ended, but Wolf Bride is a supernatural book, and the end with Sawyer and the whole fight, and how it ends with Bastien Morgan, our main character, and all the books we have human books, but this one, when it was described how the main character feels to the wolf, or when we are with Bastien or Morgan, like the passion, the chase, like we're wolf, we can just run, we chase after the blood, our prey, and the heart thumping in our chest. We know no limit. We can run as fast as we can. The wilderness, the openness, the wild. It's just an amazing feeling. The writing, the description, it was an absolutely amazing. There's a lot of stigma around this book and the love interest in this book, but still, I think Wolf Bride is one of the well-written books in choices and one of the well-written VIP books. It's definitely one of my personal favorites at the time it was being released when we didn't have much to read back in November, December, October. So it's number 4 for it was also active in January, FYI. So number 3, I'm sorry, Wolf Bride. At number 2, we have Crimes of Passion. I mean, I have nothing much to say about it. This book is also getting a book too, and I'm going to do a video about all the books that are getting a sequel. What do I think about them, and what are the possibilities of them actually getting a sequel? Because Blades is also there, but Crimes of Passion. The chapter when it started, the first chapter. I mean, Laws of Attraction was also a mystery book, and it took 9 chapters to get to the meat of the book. And Crimes of Passion, bang on. It even started with the main mystery. Like, I watched a lot of crime thrillers and stuff. It actually felt like it's an act. Like, I'm seeing it play out in front of me. An amazing first chapter. I still think the pacing could use a little work, but plot-wise, it's a banger. the mystery they've worked on, the cult, Mara, the information they have there, like you guys have said, it's a spot on work. I mean, they have worked so hard for it. Since 2019, it's in the works. That's what they have told us. So I don't know how long they have been thinking of it, because they could have brainstormed it even before that. 2019 was when they told us about it. So amazing. I mean, and also the love interest aspect. Rare. Either you can romance Tristan or not. So you have option, and even if you do, the build up, the slow burn, the forbiddenness. I shouldn't say forbiddenness, but the slow burn. It's a real life romance, and most likely, like how things happen. Like it doesn't happen often. Like from instant on, like you need some build up, like getting closer, and then you break away, and then the chemistry there. It's quite an interesting way it's written. One of the best love interest MC relationship, good mystery. We'll see how it goes. It's still on its early stages. We'll see. But Crimes of Passion, number 2. Number 1, it is Wake the Dead. And look, few days ago, someone thought I was Pixelberry, the company, and they requested me to bring out a book too, so that I can work on that. But how they described it, they almost wrote an essay, and I'm not even exaggerating, but that's how I felt. And when I saw that person was describing Wake the Dead, just how I felt about it, I was like, this book is a magic. So he said, Wake the Dead is a book. Whenever he read it, or they read it, they felt like they were actually present in that place, which I've said a lot of times. It actually increased their heartbeat. Happened with me. The death of Cassidy, those scenes. I was sick to my stomach. Like it's actually happening in front of me. Emotional roller coaster ride. All those. Until chapter 11, how things were going. It's like I'm actually adrenaline rush. All the description. It's like my heart is pounding. You know, in my ears. Like it's like I'm actually running away from zombies or something, and surviving the apocalypse alongside with Troy, Shannon, Ellie, Sledge, Angel. This group, this iconic group, it's just amazing. So this needs so little introduction that why this is a book one, number one spot it got in the ranking. I know I've said it since Hiatus. It's not been that good. It feels so rushed, wasted potential. It feels like Marcus Blackstock, wasted villain. The ending, it's definitely not what we would have wanted. More than a zombie book, at the end, it felt like it's an emotional book, and it focuses on the relationship between our main character and her sister, about us growing up and being a leader, and less of a zombie book. And there are a lot of questions at the end. Like it was, as you guys have said, like it felt like it was left on a cliffhanger, and it was rushed. And the bonus scene, it felt like it could have been a teaser for a sequel or a prequel, anything, but it definitely didn't seem like a 20 chapters book. If they were gonna make it a sequel, at least they could have given us more chapters. A lot of things. But let's take a moment to appreciate Wake the Dead and the team behind it. They did put a lot of work. Maybe they were told to cut it short, not give it a sequel or wrap it up pretty soon. But for whatever reason, the work they did with it until chapter 19, even chapter 20, it was an amazing book. Emotional, action packed, and it actually teleported me to that world. Whenever I read it, I was not just sitting back and just reading it. I was actually on my edge. I was teetering on the edge, like what could happen next. And I didn't even care about what was happening around me, because I was so into that story that I was like actually running and killing zombies and sort of running away from them. And one of the strongest main characters and choices, the Wake the Dead main character. Well, that's about it then. The top 7 books of January to April 2022. And do let me know in the comments that what books are your favorite from this time period and your list, as I've said before. So I'll leave it here, but I'll see you soon tomorrow or in this weekend with the ranking of Whisper Stories, which is also going to be really interesting because they have a lot of amazing stories there. And for choice ranking, I'll be back again with May to August ranking in September, but I don't want to think about it now because a lot's gonna change in that time period in terms of choices or in terms of our lives also, you know. But no matter what changes, one thing won't change: the choices and our love for choices and how we love the characters. And I'll see you with that, and even before that, with other reviews and stuff, and all the other choice updates. If you hang around, all right, I'll see you. Let me know your opinions. Let's talk below in the comments. Peace out.